The reason I started working for this dispensary was because my dad was extremely sick, and the only thing that he hadn't tried was medical marijuana. So I was trying to find medical marijuana, and that's why I started working for this dispensary. And I went by a fake name there. The guy who ran the business, like, he knew my situation. I had talked to him about it. And he's like, yeah, you just work for me. He was like, just work for me. Just go by, this name, and just, we'll just lay low for a while. So make sure nothing happens to you. I don't even remember how many days I was working at this dispensary, but it wasn't very long. I want to say it was right after I started working there. I can't remember how many days exactly, so maybe I shouldn't say you can guess, but it was just right after I started working there. And I got a phone call from my brother, and my youngest brother told me that my dad had passed and that he was no longer here with us. Because I moved out of my apartment, we were literally living out of hotels. I was living out of hotels while my dad was there, even though I was living out of my car. I didn't want him to know that's what my situation was. I laid low for a while. My life went to complete dog shit after this. I continued living in hotels for a little bit with my youngest brother after my father had passed. I was absolutely devastated. I don't even know if devastated is a strong enough word to describe the level of pain that I felt. It was more the heartbreak. It was beyond devastation. It just crushed my world. After my youngest brother returned to Utah, I started staying in extended stays. When I wasn't living out of my car, I was staying in this extended stay that is in Las Vegas, and it was infested with cockroaches. I've never seen anything like it besides this extended stay. I remember lifting up the sheets and there being cockroaches under my sheets. And the cockroach infestation was so bad that I remember leaving I remember leaving the extended stay and going to work at the dispensary, and I remember putting my purse down at work and a cockroach coming out of my purse and running. There's so many cockroaches. But I had no other, I didn't know what else to do. My mom had disowned me before my father had passed, so I had nowhere to go. I was in this extended stay was so expensive. I was paying an insane amount of money for this extended stay. I was in such a bad place that right next to the extended stay, there's this, I don't know if you guys have heard of the tunnels that are underneath Las Vegas, but I was this close to sleeping in the tunnels underneath Las Vegas. Not even lying. Because it was so hot, I was all I need is just, somewhere to sleep, and I can go to the gym and I can shower at the gym. I had nowhere to go. And sleeping in the backseat of my car just was not cutting it. So the only reason that I ended up not living in the tunnels and sleeping in the tunnels underneath Las Vegas is because I reached out to my grandma, and I told her what, not the whole situation, but I told her enough where she knew that I was desperate. And I really was completely desperate. I was beyond desperate. I was in complete survival mode. I was terrified that this man was going to find me. And so that's why I wasn't able to, I was barely getting by. I asked my grandma if she would give me an advance on my inheritance, just so I could get my feet back on the ground, and also so I could just grieve. I was in total survival mode. I hadn't even had a chance to grieve properly. And my grandma did. And I'm so, to this day, bless her heart, she's not alive anymore, but I'm so grateful she did this for me, because if she hadn't helped me, I would have been in the tunnels. I know that's partially my fault for not being good with money at the time, because I was spending a lot of money on alcohol. But she helped me. She gave me $3,000 just so I could get by through a month. And I was able to spend some time like grieving, and I was also able to quit that job at the dispensary, which was ended up getting raided like 2 weeks after I quit. So thank God I left when I did. There is a lot more to this story, like years more to this story. If you guys want to hear the rest of this story, leave a comment and I will make part 3.